Donnie says he's selling his home. The neighbors next door are the problem. They have loud parties during the summertime. One potential offer that came in, the potential owners checked around, found out that the neighbor has been a nuisance with noise, and so the buyers pulled out. Donnie's agent is asking, should he disclose to potential buyers that the neighbors party a lot, and that could be a problem? Should the agent disclose up front that there are problems with the neighbors? I will give you my take on this, but Carla, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, hello, Donnie. That is a great question. We've all had those calls in a different magnitude of fact patterns regarding the neighbor's behavior. And so in this scenario, I would just point to the seller's disclosure obligation to the form itself, which was designed and required by the Kentucky Real Estate Commission to be signed and provided there for a real estate transaction. And if you look on there, you're only required to disclose what's on the form. Mm-hmm. So are you required to disclose that? I don't think so, because it's nothing that is included on the form. Do you want to, after having a conversation with your real estate professional, do you feel like, again, honesty, transparency, that maybe that will prevent somebody from running away later on? Like, at least they know about it coming in. I mean, you're certainly welcome to, but at the end of the day, that's not something that you're required to disclose. What I will tell you instead, depending on the scope of what's going on, I've had different fact patterns with this, but we've had sellers reach out to us and listing agents where we've had to actually write some cease and desist letters from neighbors. And, in the one particular interest that stands out to me is that the chatty neighbors that would come over and say, oh, well, I see, Susie's selling her house and you don't want to live here. Or did you know this? Or Susie's, a horrible person. And here's why, so sometimes we'll get requests for cease and desist so that the neighbors will, quote unquote, behave themselves so that you can sell the property. I'm not sure if that fits your fact pattern per se, but just wanted to throw that out there for all of our other listeners.
Yep. And just for me, I would tell you, I agree with Cora, and I would say ultimately talk to your seller on this. Ask the seller, Donnie, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to disclose the fact that there's a problem with the neighbors? Because if the seller says no, which is what I would probably advise from my standpoint, there's no reason to disclose that, then you follow the seller's wishes. You're shaking your head, Cora. I'm on target.
Absolutely. I concur. And you know what, Bob? There is a buyer out there for everything. And just when you think that you lost a buyer because they didn't like the parties, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to love the parties.
Who loves
look
the
at
parties.
Hillcrest Avenue and all the Halloween decorations. I mean, come on.
Yep.